What's going on, guys? Welcome back. True story, greatest podcast in the world, baby. And tonight we got a special one for you. We got my man Zuzu in the house, and we're about to get into it right fucking now.
Break it down like this.
And I was like, really? Like, baby face and the heels were going on. Dude, I thought he broke his neck. The greatest podcast in the world. Welcome back. True story, greatest podcast in the world. And we are joined by Zuzu, the motherfucking muscle clown. What's going on, brother? What's good?
Hey, bro. Yeah, pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm good, man. I'm good, bro. I'm excited to have you on, bro. Last time, I had you on, man, we had like a really cool conversation. And that was like, what? Fuck, it feels like maybe 5-6 months ago.
Yeah, about that.
Fuck, man, that was wild. And we were gonna like try and do a double episode with you and Birdman, but that kind of fell through. Yeah, that kind of fell through. So
That would have been quality too.
that would have, man.
I want
Like,
to do it, man. I want to do it.
Do you think you would have been like able to like maintain being calm and shit?
I would have just cracked up the whole time, bro. I would have just laughed. I mean, the guy is like, it's gone to the stage now. It's just comical, man. Like, it's like, I think you got to have a really thick skin for this business.
Mm.
And, he's proven he hasn't got one. You know what I mean? And if I keep just falling into the trap of him, like, getting upset about the shit that he says,
Yeah.
just going to keep going, isn't he? I mean, he's just going to, he's either going to keep going or I look like I don't have a thick skin. And I think my skin has gotten thicker since I started wrestling. I think it's one of the lessons you learn because you're constantly around wrestling politics and ass kissers and people that would be your best friend but would steal your spot in a second if they could. You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to be able to be resilient and also like not react to shit. I feel as well. Like I feel like sometimes people will try and test you, and just to see if they can like if they pop you or not. You know what I mean? Or like I mean, if you know sell it, like it's just the best thing. Like so for the most time, like dude, I've had people say little fucking sly things and shit like that, and I just whatever. Like just I mean, keep moving.
That's right, man. It's like it's a test. Like imagine if I was to beat the crap out of the guy, I'm gonna look like the arsehole, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's no point in that. You know, even though things were said that were personal.
Yeah.
And like, man, there's a message where there's this, man. I tell you what, I'm gonna say this, and I don't mean to offend anyone that's anyone at all by saying this, but if bipolar is a gimmick. It's Birdman,
dude.
He goes from like 0 to 100 in like a second, and then back down to 0, and it's then you like literally like it got to the point I just had to block him because he was like he would send me a message. Oh look, yeah, clown, it's all in the past, mate. Like I don't want any dramas. It's everything. So, okay, Phil, just leave me alone, bro. It's all good.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Move on. Yeah.
Move on. And then 2 seconds later, actually, I'm going to fucking bury you and that man and the fucking and bitch and everyone is fucking gone. I'm going to take over. And you don't want to be a part of it. You're a scumbag. You should kill yourself. Your family want nothing to do with you. Like, and I'm like, whoa, like, that's not even like level 100. That's level 10,000. You know what I mean? Like, all of a sudden. So I got upset at first. I got angry. You know what I mean? But now I think about it, man. I don't want to be in the same room as him. I can never, ever be like, I will never associate myself with his show. not in any sense of the way. If a show is affiliated with him, I would still work, but I would say that he couldn't be in the building. Like he just couldn't. I won't show up. Like I don't want to be anywhere near him just in case I do overreact. You know what I mean? I just want to, and that's not good in front of wrestling fans and wrestling.
No, I mean, that takes it, it makes it more, you know what I mean? Like it's not, you're then putting other people in danger as well. And, and it's like two big dudes like just brawling is, you know what I mean? It doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything for the business. People take their phones out, they film it, it goes on social media, and then it's like, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, it harms your career.
All that hard work that I've put in would go straight down the drain over it. You know, I would be cancelled. I would be told, you beat up an old guy. Like he's going to get upset when he sees this. He's going to cry about this part. But he actually even admitted it in your last interview with him. He said, I'm a geriatric. I'm like, fucking, he's how old? Like he says it out of his own mouth. Like, it's and that's what that's gonna look like. So I just don't worry. I just laugh it off, and I want to be associated with him. And as far as his show goes, man, like look, there's guys on that show I really do like and consider friends. And I'm not a political guy anyway. So like, if you work on a show that I don't like, or that there's not many of them. There's really not. But if for some political reason you're tied to this person, we're going to treat you any different to how you treat me. So a lot of those guys, like Hotshot Hansel and the cat guy, the guy from Tasmania. Do you know his name? Yeah, he's got like he's pretty decent worker, and he looks the part. And EC Brownie and all those guys I know from North Queensland are on there as well. So like, I don't want to bury his show either. You know what I mean? And getting cancelled. That wasn't my intention ever, or to whoever was booking him. It was just like, look, if you've got footage of me and you've got footage of him, take my footage down. I don't want to be like in the same search engine as him. Like that's how much I want to distance myself from him.
And promotions cool with that?
Yeah, they were fine. I mean, it's real sad because they said it was out of their hands booking him or whatever. I don't blame them, whatever. It was more that they were fine with it. They took it down. They still he was still on their show for a while or whatever. But, my intention's not to, I'm not really a big fan of cancel culture myself. And it wasn't to use my kid to, that's what he was accusing me of, use my kid to get him cancelled. It was literally just that, this is what happened and why my matches aren't there anymore. Because people can assume things, they can be like, oh, there's people that go to those North Queensland shows that actually watch the YouTube channel, watch the matches, stuff like that. And they're like, hey, lads, Circus of Doom matches have disappeared from that show, or Zuzu's matches are gone. And that's why I made the post saying this is why I requested they get taken down. It wasn't to try and cancel anyone, man. I'm against. I'm not all for cancel.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's kind of like like the cancel culture thing. I call it like just a bitch movement. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? Like if someone's done some seriously fucked up shit where it's like put people's safety at risk, or like, you know what I mean, forced themselves onto someone or done something to someone who's underage or whatever, like that kind of shit, or assaulted someone and stuff like that. Yeah, fuck you. Like, fuck off. Like, you shouldn't be around.
So,
sorry?
Especially because we are family entertainment.
100%. Yeah, yeah,
And,
yeah. Any given Sunday, right? But yeah, man, look, I get it, man. Like that's that, and I get it, bro. Like I've gone through that, bro. Like with people, you know what I mean? Like it's just you get to a point where it's like online, it just gets a little bit relentless and stuff, and it
man,
just
like
does.
out of the 20 years he's been wrestling, the most notoriety he's ever got is because he had a online feud with a guy in a clown costume. Yeah, that's really fucking sad, man. Like,
But
it,
he actually said on my podcast that he didn't say anything. It was someone else said something and posted it on his Facebook
he
wall
didn't.
page.
He didn't. Here's the truth about that, and he said that over Messenger to me. He rang me. That's the truth. That guy written that in a message to Phil, and Phil read it, screenshotted it, and posted it to say, haha, look at Zuzu's buried in America. That's one guy that, like, you know, as far as I know, was like, didn't go to any like quality shows or anything like that. Really, you know, he followed Birdman's booking. Like he was apparently he's helping Birdman out with bookings. He said on his profile that he was a wrestling writer. Um, so like he posted that, but you know what, like that was, but what he said to me in Messenger was really bad, and I don't even feel comfortable.
No,
It involves somebody close to me, so I don't want to say it, but
sure.
um,
No, I get it, dude. No, I
yeah,
get it.
really transphobic, and it was really like he's like you're allowed, like freedom of speech is yeah, freedom of speech isn't an excuse to be a bigot or speak hate, and he hides behind that, which is like disturbing. But I'm
Well,
not.
the thing, but I feel like the thing is, there's free speech, bro, and like you know, for me, I have a podcast. I'm all about free speech, bro. I have a
Yeah,
podcast. Like the podcast is called True Story, bro. Like, how much more could I bear myself? Like, could people bear themselves in a podcast than this? And like, you know, and when it comes to that sort of stuff, bro, like I feel like you know you can be a certain type of person, right? Like, say for example, like you know, you've got someone who has a very strong religious belief, bro, and I've got friends who have from different religions, bro, that are very very religious type of people, but they don't then go around and read passages of their book of worship or whatever it may be and
no,
try and convert me over to that. Or it's like the same thing. If you don't like a certain ice cream, you don't go, man, I hate fucking like strawberry ice cream. This is shit. You know what I mean? Like you don't go and like strawberry ice cream is the shit. It's the most foul thing. Like you just don't. Like if you don't agree with you know the LGBTQ plus community lifestyle, fine. You don't need to go, this is blah, 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 blah.
but I don't. You know what? I think on his case, it wasn't like an act of aggression in the sense of like like his hateful thinking. It was more humorous, which in a way is like worse to society. Can be
Sure.
worse. Where
Well,
people find light in like people with gender dis uh, dysmorphia. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
they
yeah.
find humorous. You know, and that's
And sorry.
from him.
Look, like I've known Phil for a long time, and I don't necessarily think he would be like such a hateful person. Like I think like I don't know like why
Well,
anyone would say that.
there's a story where he got like a homeless dude to give him a blowjob, and then he knocked him out.
Allegedly. Like you can't like that.
But I wasn't there, but I've heard it from like multiple sources that were around that time that say they were there.
Oh, man, that's a
Looks like
pretty
a little bit
fucking
like
That's a outlandish. That's I don't know, man. That sounds a little bit too
Outlandish.
outlandish. That's a bit too outlandish. I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I
I've
don't know.
heard that. I've heard that. I'm sorry. I've just heard that. I've heard that from a number of sources, and I've heard he bragged about it.
Fuck. I know nothing. I don't know anything. I've never heard that. That's
But,
wild.
like as I said, I don't want to get a guy cancelled. You know what I mean? Like there's guys on that show that are working hard to keep in shape, and they look great. You know what I mean? Fuck. I mean, Hot Shot posts something on his Instagram every 2 minutes of him at the gym. The guy just lives there, no shirt on. Just lives at the gym. Like so they're working hard to stay in shape, and EC's a great talent. I think we'll have a good run in New South Wales as a big guy. And it's good that he's on the show tomorrow. We're on that show with who he's versing Red Dragon.
Oh yeah, Randy the Red Dragon. Yeah, is that a Hunter Valley? Yeah.
On that APW that are giving their shot, and I don't want to, I hate to be that fucking asshole that, cancels the promoter so no one rock up and they don't have a show to perform on. You know what I mean? I think more about I'm a wrestler's wrestler, so I don't like Phil. He doesn't have. No man, I don't know how to say it, but like, it's almost like he does pro wrestling for the wrong reasons. That's how I do. So, and the way he books, it proves that even if you've got talent on your show, the way you book is really important. And Birdman proves that. He proves that theory, bro. Like, because I've heard stories of him belittling other wrestlers in front of the Queensland guys to make himself look better. You know what I mean? I've heard all kinds of stories. I've heard, like it's not a profession. The only positives I've heard is that women haven't been like harassed or, the girl that he's got some girls on his show, I guess.
Yeah, I think he's got a female ring announcer.
Yeah, so in that department, I think that he's been like, I was surprised about that, but he just comes across as like a sort of like a womanizer type of dude. But like, other than that, you know what I mean? Those guys, they're doing their thing, man. I wouldn't, and they've got a platform. Maybe they're just, I don't know how you deal with working for a guy like Phil. Like, I could, like, what's going to happen? You don't know. I mean, like, it goes to show an important booker will bring a good crowd no matter what the talent is. Like, you know what I mean? You can work around the talent, or if you got, they've got really wicked talent, but they're drawing like 91. That's not really that good. I couldn't believe he bragged about that, but they're drawing like that. And if they were booking right, and he just got a book, everyone's like, fuck it, I'll just be the novelty wrestler of the night or whatever, do a comedy match. You know what I mean? People will pop, I'm still here, still doing it. Then book the rest of it like better, that he would have like a decent show, and the guys' hard work would pay off. My advice would be to them would be, fuck, don't risk injury. Don't go out there and fucking put your body on the line for this fucker. Just put yourself out there more. I've got most bookings on my own. I've rocked up to shows, done ring crew, didn't know anyone, met people. You'd be hard pressed to find a wrestler on the East Coast that hasn't met me.
Dude, you are like legit. You are the legit. Like, I think I said this the first time you were on the show. Like, you are legit the the epitome of a gypsy. Like, I think we said that last time, didn't we? I think it was like that was the thing I was just like popping for the most.
I'm trying as hard as I can now to like sort of like adjust and just be like normal. Like I've got like I've had the same place for a while now, and a bit more settled in, and actually own stuff that's not my wrestling gear. But there was a time there where it was like I was training in Perth,
Yeah.
and then moved from Perth back over. I lived in Queensland before that. I was fighting, and I was flying back to Perth for fights and training in Queensland. And I went over. I said, you know what? I'm just gonna, I've got to find something else from fighting. So I went to a wrestling gym. I started training there and learned how to bump and stuff and work. And then I went to another one and learned some more. And then I came back over to Brisbane because I love the East Coast. And man, I miss it. We should have been born on the East Coast, but I just showed up at a show and was like, hey, I'm training to be a pro wrestler, and I've got gear and stuff. And the guy was like, can you work tonight?
Yeah, brother.
Yeah. Oh, I got my gear, but yeah, you got to put yourself out there, man. And for a while there, I was living in my gym. I spent all my money on my wrestling gear. It was all I owned, and I lived on like mountains of cans of tuna, those little cans of tuna.
Yeah.
Protein shakes, and I lifted weights like twice a day. I was working. I was just sleeping on the floor of the gym. I just didn't care.
You must have been fucking huge though, like that sort of diet of just like protein and
yeah, I was really, and I lift furniture for a living, so it's like yeah. I was really building up, and then I went to North Queensland, and I didn't know anyone in Townsville, and I just went to Townsville, rocked up. I think I had $20 in my pocket, booked into a backpackers. Yeah, and I ended up on QWA. So, and at the time, actually, QWA was probably the best promotion in Queensland. Sort of in Brisbane was like politics had sort of killed the scene.
Yeah.
So all the talent was going up to North Queensland. So if I was living there, and there's not many pro wrestlers in town, so we've got to book if you're a pro wrestler and you're living there, training there with them. So yeah, you got to make opportunities, man. These guys, they just expect they're gonna come straight out of wrestling school and then like call up a company and get them to pay them $300 plus flights for their like first match on the show. It just doesn't work that way. You've really got to gypsy yourself to get out there. And then once you get like a name, then you could start like asking, for $200-300. I've heard of wrestlers asking for that price.
Really?
Yeah, coming straight out of one promotion, been with one promotion since they started, and then come out of it, and no one else in wrestling, no other wrestling fans will know who they are.
Sure.
Know who they are, but he's expected to. They want, they're being told, ask for $250, ask for $300, ask for flights, ask for,
But you know what? Like that just sets a standard, bro. Though, like that in doing business, though. That if you want me, this is if you want me, this is what it is. If you blah blah blah, this is the expectation. I think that like there's nothing wrong with that. Like, dude, to me, you're worth what someone's willing to pay.
Really?
Yeah, I think your worth is what someone's willing to pay, and it's what you set the standard to. You know what I mean? And what you're willing to accept. So you can sit there and you can say, hey, you know what? I'm not going to wrestle for anything less than this. Okay. But then you have to be prepared that, say, for example, you get 3 bookings a month. That might go down to maybe 1 booking a month or 2 bookings a month, right? And I'm only using that figures. You might get more booking, a lot more bookings of that. I'm just saying for an example, right? But I feel like if you can set that price and you can show your value for that price, meaning, okay, Zuzu the Clown is worth, like, you pay me $200 to come in and wrestle. So if I'm paying you $200, that means you're going to make me at least $400 to $500 in return, right? Like that's a business sense, right?
Yeah, but that also comes to ticket sales, right?
Yeah, but
But
like, but
how are they monitoring the ticket sales in that way? Because when you get like wrestlers to go sell tickets to their families,
mm,
to their friends, bring people in, opposed to people that are like on the Australian wrestling community pages, people that follow the scene and go to the shows, see that you're on the card and show up. Like that, which one? Because that can be quite useful as well. I think that's a big thing that we miss. Is that like, yeah, like,
I think there's ways to do it, and like I've always said, like try and incentivize like ticket sales to like performers. And yeah, I mean, I don't know if we were to go into like the old like but the nuts and bolts of it, but like giving a cut to the performers if they sell X amount of tickets, so then their payday increases. You know what I mean? Like if they do that, and even in the same sense, like even just the small things, bro. Like I've like on the upcoming shows that I'm going to be on, I went and invited people on Facebook that are not in the wrestling scene, but people I know that live in Sydney or in New South Wales that would go, hey, you know what? It's Saturday night. There's a wrestling show on. There's that guy I went to high school with. He's fucking going to be saying some shit in the middle of the ring on a microphone. That'll be fucking pretty cool. Haven't seen him in 20 years. Let's go check it out. You know what I mean? Like, I mean,
cool.
why not? It could bring more different types of people and stuff like that. So it's like, yeah, I mean, for me, I like to see it grow and see different types of people coming to shows and stuff like that. So I feel if you can try and increase your value in that sense, saying, okay, no worries, you pay me X amount, well, I can then go and try and earn X more for you by selling X more amount of tickets. Because it's like the fight game, bro. It's the fight game, right? So, like, dude, you come from the fight game. So fighters who can sell the most amount of tables, like, dude, they get, you know what I mean? Like, they're the top earners. They're the opportunity to get the most fights, the most regular, consistent fights, and like the money fights.
I get that. I remember XSP in Brisbane. They were very much like that. Like, but the guys were that they still had to be good. But if you could sell like a number of tickets, like there was a period that I worked at a gym, so I could sell quite a few tickets, and
Yeah.
they always like offer you fights. Yeah, you get that. I guess but it's so hard with pro wrestling sometimes because I've had to wrestle guys that pulled like they sold 100 tickets,
Mm.
and when you see them, you're just like, and what they look like, and like, I don't know. It's really hard because they haven't had to do what you've had to do to get where you are the other. They haven't put the effort in to eat the right food, to sleep on the gym floor, to spend years fighting people in cages, tattooing their face. And you've got to make them look strong and put them over, and it's kind of hard to do because they don't look either of those things. They don't look like they could win a fight, and they don't look like strong. So you get that, and it becomes a headache, and you're just like, But if the guy is fucking super good, I do not give a shit what he looks like body wise. Like it's gonna aesthetically, it's gonna look good because of the way he carries the match a little bit. Like he's really good at that. Like Morgan Rose is a perfect example. Guy is super good. He's super good at keeping everything in the center. He's super good at climbing. He's like carrying, like not forgetting stuff. I think we had a 20-minute match, and I never wrestled 20 minutes. I'm like,
Yeah. Were you blown up? Were you gassed?
oh fuck, man! Beyond, like I got through it, and I didn't show it, but I was like, yeah, I was in good shape though. It was a main event, so I trained pretty hard for it.
Yeah.
I did cardio, so I was okay on, but yeah, he was good at like just like general something you see from vets. You know what I mean? Like if you work TNT, like, or if you work somebody that's like been out there for a long time and
Yeah.
knows how to work, it becomes easy, man. And you, especially when you're the baby face, he's a heel, and he's getting so much heat, and like you don't even have to, you just have to smile when the crowd's like, yeah, like
Dude,
pops.
dude, me and Sarge were at a like we were at like a rock and roll show, and because Hunter invited me up to come and check it out, and Sarge was there, so me and Sarge are sitting there watching this show, and and Morgan Rose's match, like he got picked up for a belly to belly suplex, and his face over the shoulder, like well, and like this high pitch like scream, like just
Yeah,
it was so fucking like it popped, like me and Sarge just popped huge for it, and it's like, dude, like he's so good, like he's like he's really massively underrated, like he's really good.
him and Otis. I actually am a big Otis fan too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty funny whenever I'm at a show. I've been going to some All Star shows, and when he comes out, I like working. I'm like, come on, man! Like, I just love the dude. Hey, he's like, I like his style. It's hard hitting. It's like I like those guys that train. It's rock and roll wrestling, right?
Yeah, down with Hunter Hayes,
They
bro.
they have a good trainer because like all those guys are like they're pretty decent.
Good human beings too.
Mm, they're really
Really
cool.
good human beings, and like that's where like Hunter is. He is like one of the like mate, just an absolute gentleman, and a guy who really gets business. Like really, like it really looks at things to make business, and it's like it's just little things. And I don't want to like give away his recipes, but it's like little things that I saw, before the show when I went there. I was just like, oh man, like this guy is just and fair enough, man. He did like he made some coin, man, that night. I guarantee it for sure. And I'm like, fuck yeah, man. Well done, bro. Well played. Like that was like, but it's like where you don't see other promoters doing what he's doing. You know what I mean? And that's where it's like thinking outside the box, but also having a standard of a quality of human around as well. I think he's very sets a standard of behavior that he expects to people to be around him and present. And that's where those guys are all, like I said, complete. Everyone who comes out of there, absolute sweethearts.
Oh, absolutely, man. I've the guys that I've met and worked with, and from what I've seen on the shows, too, I've watched a couple on YouTube and stuff. The shows look amazing. I got confused at first because there's another show in Melbourne called Rock and Roll Wrestling as well, and they're actually really good as well. So like I thought, it's two guys run it. I can't remember their names.
Is it Wrestle Rock?
Yeah, that's it.
Julian James.
Yeah, good show, man. Wow. Oh man,
he's a cool motherfucker, bro. Eh?
I seen the fight. Oh yeah, that was super good show. Even though it was icy cold, it was 0 degrees. I was like, I'm too Greek. I was like, this is like killing me. But but I had gloves on, scarf, beanie, the face mask, ear protectors, 2 pairs of pants, and I was still cold. And
were you working?
No, I was doing ring crew. I was that's how I sort of like just got around Melbourne. I just did ring crew, and then hey, like I'd give them my stuff, they look at my stuff, and then get me booked. But I never got to speak to the 2 promoters there because ring crew was, I think there was something wrong with the ring. There was a bit of running around and stuff. And then I was checking tickets for a while. But I seen the funniest thing. Oh, man. It was so funny, man. It was there was a girl and she had too much to drink and she started abusing one of the wrestlers. And she was throwing a drink at him and like trying to floor him and stuff like this. So security tried to restrain her and she goes absolutely nuts. starts fighting everybody, and they somehow everyone falls over, and like next thing I see is this dude in a caveman costume, still in a caveman costume, dragging the girl out by ankle gently, not like like
Forcefully,
abusively.
like, yeah,
Yeah, but just like sort of like getting her out.
gliding around.
Yeah, the ground was soft anyway. She was all padded, and she was like this, and it didn't want no shoes on. It was caveman hug. It was a classic, man. It was a classic moment. It was a legit. I thought I was like looking at a legit caveman, like carrying someone.
He was living the gimmick.
Yeah, he was doing it, and it was icy cold, man. The guy is legit a caveman because it was like 0 degrees, and he just wears that
Thing around his waist. Yeah.
he had no shoes and ankle. He's got the ankle braces.
That's right. Yeah.
And I was thinking, man, that's like a legit caveman. He's cool as hell. Like,
I reckon wrestling barefoot would be like so fucked. Like you'd have to have like no feeling in your feet to do
I
it.
tried it.
Really?
Yeah. Originally, I didn't wear boots when I did a different gimmick. I think my first 2 matches, I didn't have boots. I just wore those ankle brace things.
Yeah. How many times did your feet get crushed or stepped on?
It's not a good idea. It's so bad. I remember my first match. I took the first step. I was running towards the guy. Took the first step, and because of the buoyancy of the ring and the fact that I didn't have shoes on or boots, I twisted my knee.
Oh.
And it blew my meniscus.
Oh.
And I just continued the match. I should have stopped. I wish I stopped, but it was my first, too much adrenaline. Like I felt it go click, and I got weak all of a sudden, and then I just kept on going, and then I didn't really feel the pain until the match was over. Then
the adrenaline.
Yeah, adrenaline. When I get adrenaline, I don't feel anything. I don't even feel adrenaline anymore.
But do you get like you said you don't get adrenaline anymore, but like to do like dude, like I've said a lot of shit publicly about deathmatch wrestling, you know what I mean? Like what I think of it nowadays, and I said it on like last Thursday's live podcast. I think like it was really cool back in the day when I used to watch it and seeing like Zandig and Messiah and fucking Necro and Nick Gage and fucking Justice Payne and Sick Nick Mondo and guys like that, and we're like really good at doing deathmatch wrestling. And then it's like I watch it now and it's just like, bro, it's just fucking stupid spots fest. Like anytime I've ever seen anything modern deathmatch, I've gone whatever. But like, dude, I've seen some of the stuff that you do, and like I can appreciate it because I can see that you try and like make a story out of it and try and work the spots, you know what I mean? Like build to the spots as well. Like I can see like you do try and tell a story with it. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not just saying that to kiss your ass because like, bro, like I've been like you and me have been pretty honest with each other since the moment we've met each other. So I was like, yeah, but like I can see that you do. Still not my cup of tea. Like, you know what I mean? I do consider you a mate now. So it's like seeing someone like a mate of mine getting belted with shit, but like that, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, whatever, but I still watch it to support. But like, what's the feeling for you, bro? Like going into that, like, what sort of mindset do you have to have? Like, bro, you fought professionally and at an amateur level in combat sports, bro. Like, what, like, is there like a very similar preparation going into like a fight as in going into like a death match, bro? Like as far as like the potential for damage?
Oh, nah, definitely not. I mean, like the fighting, my heart rate would go up so much the night before. Like I would be panicking. I would be like, I don't want to do. I don't want to do this. Like this is crazy. What am I doing? Then the next day, I'll be fine because I know you have to fight that. If you don't fight that. If you get in there and lose, and I've definitely lost more than I won, but if you get in there and lose, that's not the worst. But if you pull out, you bitch out, and you say you don't want to, you realize this guy's like way out of your like he's gonna like destroy you, like you don't want to do it, then you're gonna then that's worse than losing. I would rather get knocked out or choked out than that. You know, like I remember the most scared I've ever been was like I fought this young guy that was like a judo um, junior Commonwealth Games champion or something,
Yeah.
and he was a gun man. He was on the juice. He was juiced up. He was juiced up. Like I think it was a 64 kilo fight, and I made 62. And
What?
yeah,
No.
yeah. And I thought I would have a size advantage because I was probably around 77 when I took the fight. And no one else wanted to fight him because his MMA record was like 8-0 or something. And
Jeez.
he was just a young machine, just bred for combat. And I was like, fuck it, I'll fight him. How much? Like, can I make
Yeah.
$1,000? Sweet, I'll do it. You
Yeah.
know, fucking went and fought the guy. Yeah, I lost. You know what I mean? But not for once was I scared of him because of after that night before that initial panic attack in the morning, you just know that's the first round is beating that. Like, you know, I don't want to do this.
That's when the adrenaline. That's when the adrenaline kicks in, and the adrenaline dump really happens.
Yeah, well, you know, when people say I was so scared I was going to shit myself, like that expression. I
Yeah.
know what that feels like because your gut starts turning and your fucking ass starts like fucking like it's
Exploding.
release and you're gonna shit your fucking pants. That's how
Damn.
that's real fear, you know. And but I've never had that with deathmatch. Never. Like
The deathmatch side of things, bro. Like, do you feel that there's a level of standard of wrestling there that just isn't like? Is there a quality missing there in the wrestling sense of it, bro?
there's a lot of guys. There's some good guys. I'll name the top guys that I think, as far as deathmatch goes in Australia, from what I've seen on the East Coast. I know they've got something going on the West Coast with Felix. Felix, is it Felix Young? The Felix Young. He's like he's like more like the deathmatch guy, but he was there when I started training as well. But he was just a hardcore guy. I guess it's the deathmatch guy thing has come around. He switched to that, and they're doing pitch shows. But over on the East Coast, I mean, you got to put Guido up there. I mean, like because he's you know, he comes from that real backyard deathmatch where deathmatch came from. So like he's the roots of that Kali scene and stuff. He comes from a place where that the roots are there, and when he's in there, man, like it's legit. It's crazy. It's fun. It's like a storm, man. It's like a storm. Him and I would definitely say Mad Dog as well, because Mad Dog he's been to Japan. He's known worldwide. He's probably number one for sure. Would be Mad Dog in Australia. He's put deathmatch on the map here.
I'd agree, Mad Dog, 100%. I'd say Mad Dog and also Crackerjack.
Yes, absolutely.
Crackers for sure, bro.
I think Crackerjack for wrestling in general, just because the character work, he's a guy that can do both really well.
Mm.
Like,
Such a good promo. Like
yeah,
like a live crowd promo or even like whatever type of promo, but like him live in ring, like when I think it was we did Game Changer Wrestling, and it was like he came out and did a promo, and it was like him and Gore versus Backman and Jimbro Jesse, and it was just it was such a good match. Like all four of them just bought it there, but it was like, man, him on the mic is just so fun to watch.
absolutely. And his brother too. Gore. I don't think he does a lot of death match, but I did see a match between him and Mad Dog. It wasn't a death match. It was just a normal match, and it was super good. Like, I think there's plenty of guys to do it. I think that one thing that's definitely missing is more guys that are actual wrestlers doing it. A lot of guys are going straight to it, which is like, you know, you hacky. They're going from not having even done a tie up to taking a light tube across the face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Safe way to do everything that we do because it hasn't been a death in deathmatch wrestling pretty much ever. I'm pretty sure.
There's been a couple of close calls, bro. There's, you know
Couple of
what I mean?
close calls, but no deaths yet. I think more in normal pro wrestling. But you know what you're doing and you know how to do it without hurting someone. Like I would never blow fire at someone if I thought I was going to give them third degree or second degree or even first degree burns.
Of course.
I research everything, you know, and you end up you're looking at the weirdest things. How to blow fire without burning them, you know, or you know how to set up a table to put a body through it, you know, little things like that. Like you know, chair shots should also. I think people need to start rigging their chairs a little bit for chair shots because some chair shots are just like, you know, I think too dangerous. But that man, out of everything, it's a chair shot that's dangerous. You know, like I think light tubes are fine. There's a safe way to do it. You know, there's a safe way to do everything to make sure we don't get a bad name. And I think it's important because it will bring more people to other shows too. Deathmatch does. It seems to bring more of a community. If you have a show that is a prominent deathmatch show that's having decent matches, then yeah, like Explicit on last weekend, Isaac's match, amazing, man. They I was the co-main event and I was like, man, I seen that match, I was like, I didn't really bring that much. I was like, I didn't bring any terracotta pots. But it was really good, man. And everyone's lifting that bar. There's not much of that whole attitude of don't go out there and kill it because I'm on next and I don't want you to blow my shine.
Yeah.
You know, there's none of that. It's like go out there, entertain these people as much as you can. And, you know, I mean, like it's that area of Newcastle, it's a bit classy. There's strippers. but other than that, man, the show was good atmosphere, good people. You know, and I got the save with Outlaw as well. It was really well run. You know, Melbourne is a pretty easy place. Deathmatch is pretty popular there. New South Wales is. I would like to see it get more popular. I would like to see. I would like to see a more prominent in-ring deathmatch company in New South Wales with you know good people running it.
I mean, we saw that kind of start to happen with Deathmatch Down Under, which like they came out to be they're like, oh, look at us, we're the saviors of professional wrestling in Australia. Yeah, we're spawning out of Kent, like off speaking out, all this, we're gonna be this like that. And then they end up fucking ripping off fans 13 G's, bro. Like it's you know what I mean? Like and what I've always said, the most what I've always said, bro, when it comes to the people that claim to be the most righteous are always the ones that have the most fucking skeletons in the closet. Like, you know what I mean? The shit that I've heard about everyone that come out of that fucking place and what they've done. Yeah, bro. They're you know what I mean? Like, again, they had all the tools to have been that big promotion for that level of deathmatch wrestling and bring that level of like, I think super Americanized indie to Australia. You know what I mean? Style to Australia. But like, I just think it was poorly managed, poorly ran, and run by a bunch of marks.
I think I think at the beginning it was good. I think where they started messing up, and this is just from an outsider, I don't know personally, where they started messing up is bringing those overseas people, too many at the same time. because that's when they started ripping off. Well, apparently, allegedly started ripping off fans and doing the fucking dirty on everyone. Was when they were bringing over like five or six guys from overseas. I mean, why not just bring one? Like,
But the thing is, as well, bro, like they're still going to have the same amount of people by having these. Like you bring out like a death, like bro, even like an international, like unless you're doing like there's like I don't see how you can really make money on spending X amount of thousands of dollars of flying someone over. Like I don't see how you can get a return. I'm not saying it can't be done. I just don't see like how it can add up and plus pay everyone else on your card.
with media, with
Mm.
media. So, like, I mean, if you, it's like most of the time I'm wrestling, if it's something like where I'm going to get some good footage out of,
Yeah.
I'll drop the price. I'll even if it's like I know I'm getting paid to wrestle Sid, but I would do that for fucking free. I don't like I can pump that on my socials. I can pump that on my to help sell merch. I can pump that to like that's worth more than the $100, $200 or whatever. You know what I mean? So I think maybe that was their plan was to like, and they had that deal with that online TV. What was
Independent wrestling TV network or whatever.
Yeah, I should know. I signed a contract with them. So
Really?
like, yeah, when you joined up, you had to sign a contract when you're getting booked because they put the footage on your likeness on the it's like a stream or something.
Yeah.
And they had some good ideas. Somewhere it went south, yeah. Somewhere it definitely went south, I can tell you. It's very stressful sometimes in Melbourne wrestling scene, man. Like it's I did a show a while ago. It was the last time I went. Like I was like, I'm not coming back. The guy that runs the show is a great guy and a vet, and I fucking I have all the respect for him. And I actually went, despite being completely broke, and I didn't pull out. He had a bunch of pull-outs. I
Yeah.
went. He was running around. We didn't get to plan the match, and my whole thing was I want to work this guy and have the best match I've ever done. Like this
Sure.
guy. Sorry.
I'm saying, yeah, for sure. You want to have the
Yeah,
best match.
I want to have the best match possible. He's a vet, you know what I mean? And like, I really am a big fan. And we're working another guy too. And I was like, okay, sweet. So it's a triple threat. The other guy's a monster, fucking monster. And we're talking about stuff. He's pretty easygoing. And but the other guy is running around doing promoter things, booker things, because he had to. You know, I'm not ragging it out. He was under stress for sure. You know what I mean? There was 3 shows booked that night: a DNDU, PCW, and something an MCW or something. So people had split.
Crazy.
Yeah, and I had come all the way from Sydney, so I was like, and he goes, "What's your shine?" So I tell him my shine, and he goes, "Can we just do an international? I'll cut you off with a drop kick." And of course, he's a vet, so I have to go, yeah, no worries, man. And then that was what I went all the way to Melbourne for. And I had to stay for 4 days to get a return ticket back. It was a nightmare, and I just like, that's it. I'm done with traveling around. There's plenty of shows in Sydney. I'm gonna be fine here. It was a shame because like he had some good ideas and he's a good guy, and if the work stayed out where he could actually pay me and like to get me over, because I was over with the crowd. I'd been there a couple of times, so it'd be like 3 or 4. Maybe. I was on the first show. I was on 3 shows. I was on the first, second, and third. First show, second show I missed. I think I came back on the fourth. if it was random times, but everyone sort of remembered me. But yeah, it was a shame. But man, that's the wrestling business. It's you just gotta go. All right, well that doesn't work for me, so I'm
It
gonna.
doesn't work. That doesn't work for me, brother.
Yeah, it just doesn't. And, you know.
Oh,
But
dude.
I'll say the death matches I've done over there. The first one I did with Dave, that they paid me like really well. I was like, look, if I have a shit match, give me $50. If I
Yeah.
have a decent match, give me whatever you think it's worth. And it was like after the match, he ended up transferring me 350
Wow.
bucks. So it was
That's
like, sweet.
Hey man, fuck. Like that's pretty decent, bro. That's really good. Like
Yeah. I just like to tell promoters that if I give you, I would rather them trust in me and go, okay, like you can have a bad night. That's what people don't understand. You can go out and you can have a bad night, and you could just be having a bad day, and your head isn't clear, and
for
you get
sure.
confused with and it happens, and you can have that. You can you can have a bad day like that, and yeah, you just got to pick it up. And I forgot what the fuck I was saying.
You just got to pick it up, man. You just
You gotta pick it up, man.
oh man. But like, dude, like even just like we're just talking about like the Melbourne wrestling scene, bro. Like, I feel like it's funny, like that wrestling drama, wrestling politics kind of like pops off every once in a while. And it's just like you just see someone put up something and you see someone put up, bro, like, but the one thing I really fucking hate, like in the scene, is like when someone puts up like a post and it's so fucking vague. Like
Oh,
like you know what I mean, like those real vague posts where like I get to the point now where I comment on them and I just go, just fucking say who it is, jabron. Like, come on, man, spit
yeah,
it. Like, 'cause you know what? Like, 'cause you know me, bro. I'm the sort of person like, dude, like my heart, I wear my heart on my sleeve, bro. You know what I mean? Like it's right there. Like I if I've got a certain opinion or I feel a certain way, like I don't hold back. I come on here, I fucking say what I got to say, and like I stand by my fucking word, bro. I put it on you know what I mean? I put it on my name, my fucking face, and the words that come out of my mouth, and it's like right or wrong, my opinion. There you go. But when I see people like just being vague and shit, I'm like, so fucking
it's like
lame.
a picture of a wolf, and it's got written like a fucking quote, and it's like a stab at you. You know what I mean? You just feel like it's a stab at you or someone else.
Nah, like I never feel like it's a stab at me because it's like if I ever feel like that way, I just go whatever. Like it's you know what I mean. Like I don't care. Like you know what I mean. Like clearly you have no um spine to be not to be able to say it directly. You know what I mean? Like I feel like if we're all adults and like there's beef, say it. Like don't hide behind
Yeah,
things. Don't
right.
have fake social media accounts and stuff. Like the world of burner accounts is something that just boggles my mind.
Oh man, yeah. Well, yeah. It's even like you've just as that goes back to what we were first talking about, having a thick skin. Is
Mm.
having a thick skin, you know what I mean? And that's so important. Like, I got pulled into a locker room once and got told that everything I did in the past is fucking shit, and that I need to forget the fact that I've been doing this for that long. And like, yeah. And you know what I did? I just like fucking typed on my my vape. I don't give a fuck, man, because I knew it was coming from a place of ego. That's
A
how I
hundred,
felt.
a
That's how
hundred
I
percent.
felt.
And
Yeah,
and
100.
that's always what it is, bro. Like it's always like that ego where someone comes out, but it's also like it's always to try and get a reaction. As I said before, it's like in wrestling, especially. Like I've heard a lot of stories from people where it's like, you know what I mean? Like they'll say stuff, bro. Like, and it's like the stuff that's happened to them, and it's like I don't want to say into names and stuff like that because it's people of notoriety and shit, but like you know what I mean, like it's just I don't know, like trying to bait people to fucking like come on, cunt, fucking you know what I mean, like just yeah, you know what I mean, just baiting people, bro. Like you hear these stories, bro, and it's just all baiting people to get that reaction. It's like, and it's as I got told, you just got to fucking no sell it, bro. You just
That's
got to
right.
like,
Because you want people to know you for your wrestling, not for the drama that you had with this person.
yeah,
And like, I've watched heaps of those guys get fucking buried, man, and they're gone. You know what I mean? There's like a list of guys that are like fucking the drama got to them and they blew the fuck up and they went like bulls to the horn, like just crazy at people on social media and all that sort of stuff. I also know of a story of a guy that got another guy cancelled because he knew something intimate about him, so he could get his title and get rid of him. Guy was scared.
no,
Yeah, they got the
no,
title.
no.
Yeah, it's crazy,
That's
bro.
that's on a fucking indie level in Australia.
Yeah, bro. That
Can,
is like,
can you tell me? Can you tell me who or what? Like I don't know. Like I kind of
tell
want to
you,
know.
I could tell you, I could tell you after. They're good friends, so I can't like.
Oh, okay. No, no, no.
But that's the sort of thing that happens. But there, like as I said, like you can. That's the whole cancel culture thing. Like I'm not definitely not a part of that shit. Um, you know, I think the ticket sales will speak for itself on that part. What we were talking about before, but yeah, but that's the sort of shit that happens, man. So I remember when I had my first debut. So it wasn't a match. I actually just walked out in between two other people's matches, and they had
Yeah.
me stand there and just stare into the ring. And and the guy in the ring, he loses the match, right? And the heel's like, for some reason now me and the heel are gonna have like a feud, and the other guy after the show was crying and everyone was around him. He was like,
Shit.
moment got stolen, you know what I mean? It was so bizarre. And it was at that very moment, because this was like way before I'd even wrestled, I was
Yeah.
like, oh, wow, fuck, wrestling. I was like, I'm gonna stay away from that fucking side of things.
Yeah, man.
Like,
You see an
crazy.
eclectic group of people in the world of wrestling, man. Like that's for real. That
Well,
like
QWA up in North Queensland, they were for years getting booked by Mason Childs, and he was head trainer there. And then like one of the students like brought the company with someone else and fired him, bro.
oh
Yeah.
so fucking get the fuck
Like,
out.
yeah, they're like, you can never work here again, you know what I mean? And
That's so fucking
let's
damn, bro.
do that to the guy that teaches you how to bump.
That's
Like
so fuck.
me and
That's
him have some drama. We used to be good mates, but we have some drama. Like not drama, but like we just don't talk to each other anymore.
yeah.
Um, but at the same time, he never taught me how to bump. You know what I mean? Like he was my coach for a while. He trainer for a while. He taught me some things, mainly psychology things. But like he taught this other kid like how to bump, how to move, how to like psychology, everything about wrestling. And the guy like gets enough money somehow with someone else buys a company, fucking goes, yep, see you later. You're not booking, you're not wrestling, you're not fucking, you're nothing.
Oh, that's so fucked up.
Yeah, bro. I'm
That's
glad.
no, like, did he like step down, or was he like no foot, like nah, like see you champ, like removed?
I believe it was something like that. Yeah.
Dude, that's harsh. That is
Yeah.
fucking harsh. And you think selling it to your students, like you're still gonna have like a hand in it, and like
Yeah.
ah, That's
Yeah,
some gnarly shit, bro. Like that. Not gonna lie, man. But
it's hard. I feel sorry for him in that aspect. You know what I mean?
oh
We're
yeah,
like in that aspect of like the other guy that did it to him is a fucking that guy there. Yeah, he's a weasel, man. I don't like him. But like that's I didn't care. I just moved on from it. But like then that happened and I was kind of like, well, that's pretty shitty. But that's goes to show you what this wrestling scene is like, man. You can call someone, you can work for it. Another thing the sub companies pull this is when they'll say they'll give you a spot on their show, but you have to stop working this show, this show, this show, right? So you
yeah.
tell those I'm not interested, sorry. Then they stop booking you. So then where do you go? You go to
Mm.
the other. Ah,
That see, that's the shit I've never agreed with, bro. Like a promoter telling like wrestlers, like unless you're paying someone like a full time wage, like, and I'm investing thousands upon dollars onto Zuzu the clown, and like I need to see a return in investment on the product, which is Zuzu, like, and I'm paying you well enough that you should not be doing other bookings. Then yes, I should be your priority. But if I'm just paying you $100 once a month or once every 8 weeks or 6 to 8 weeks, like, you know what I mean? I'm not giving you a living to sustain your life. You know what I mean? Like, so you have no right over that. And I feel like to give someone an ultimatum in doing that is just a cuck move. Like it's just a fucking cuck move, bro, massively.
oh, absolutely, man. Like, man, yeah. Like this, we hear, there's so many stories. If you look up, like, there's like other wrestlers, like shoot interviews are a fucking thing in the States.
Yeah.
And it's one of the thing that indie fans love about it is that we talk about this stuff and we talk about the stuff that goes on behind the scenes and we celebrate that we have a scene. We're not just, it's really annoying when you hear, and I don't hear this from fans. You literally only hear this from other wrestlers. Is when you say, oh, you talk to them about another wrestler over east.
Mm.
There's guys, man. There's guys that I know over in like Victoria, in Melbourne, that like Raw Beef, a tag team. They're like, wow, man, they're the most over. You put them on any show, BCW, MCW, they could wrestle any show there, and they'll bring a crowd, and they'll be so over, and like they're really good. They're big Samoans, brothers.
Yeah.
Um, and the fans that have people from Sydney, they visit Melbourne all the time, vice versa. And if you're into pro wrestling, into indie wrestling, you've got to check out shows.
100%, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's often when when there needs to be more of a community where we all know about each other and know what's going on and celebrate these big shows that are happening. Like I guess everyone got behind the slam in Canberra and they drew.
Dude, Canberra draws, man, massively, bro. Like as far as like I did a MMA like I commentated on an MMA show there, and like 3,500, 4,000 people, easy.
Wow.
And it was like it was a spectacle. You know what I mean? Like beautiful venue, and it's like and Slam is the same thing, man. Like they run in really nice venues. They've got really good like setup. Like the shows, from what I've seen, like the production looks on point as well. So like, dude, I think they're at that like they're just. I think Slam is going to be one of those promotions that are just sort of like really storms through in the next year or two, bro. I think it'll have the potential to be like a top line competitor like MCW and a PWA in the next couple of years for sure.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely what we need is we need more companies like that have the support of everyone, fans all over Australia. Because I believe there was wrestling fans I know of from Perth that were going to that.
That's big. If you can get fans to travel interstate, bro, like that's when that you've done a really good thing. But man, like, dude, I've just realized we've been going for just over an hour, man. Like, it's just like, dude, as always, bro. Like, conversations with you, man, just sort of fly by really quickly, bro. Look, dude, I appreciate you coming on, man. This has been like a really fun chat. Definitely want to get you back on, man. I think we'll have to get you back on maybe for True Story Thursdays. Get you on that, man. Maybe you can help give Akel some dating advice, bro. You know, that guy needs it, bro. Like that guy needs it, bro. So we're trying to get him find him a wife, and man, we're doing some fun stuff over on True Story Thursdays, bro. Every Thursday night at 9 p.m. So man, if you want to join us, fans, make sure you tune into that, because it is one of the most action-packed comedy shows that you're going to see, and we're just adding to this show nonstop. And it's going to be and it is the greatest podcast in the world, but it's going to be the biggest podcast in the world with your support. So like, share, subscribe, all that good shit, tap in. And also huge thank you to Zuzu, man. I appreciate you, bro, coming up and giving time on your Friday evening to come and have a chat with me and talk some bullshit, bro. I appreciate you, brother. And as always, man, it's always good to see you.
Yeah, same, man. It's been a pleasure.
Hey, man. Well, look, man, we've got to catch up for a beer soon. But till next time, guys, take care. All the best. Mwah. Peace out. True Story, greatest podcast in the world. Good night.
Break it down like this.
And I was like, really? Like, baby face? And the heels were going on. Dude, I thought he broke his neck. The greatest podcast.